So Casey Anthony, one of the most hated people in America, has just joined TikTok less than 48 hours ago. And, you know, as someone who you would think there's not a single person on this earth who would support her, what do you know? In less than 2 days, she's gotten over 40,000 followers already. If you don't know who that is, I can tell you like this. She's pretty much gotten the title of, quote, America's most hated mom. Back in 2008, she was accused of killing her 2-year-old daughter. It's firmly believed. I mean, there's tons of docuseries and shows and all types of content about her, but she was accused of killing her 2-year-old daughter, Kaylee.
I know, and you know, that everything you told me is a lie, correct?
Not everything that I told you.
What happened to Kaylee?
I don't know.
You do know. What happened to Kaylee?
I don't know where she is. The last person that I saw her with is Zenaida.
It's not the truth, because it went to the apartment complex. There's no person that ever lived there by that name. The apartment's been vacant since March. Listen to me. We're even pulling surveillance video from the apartment complex, and we're not seeing you over there. We're not seeing you there at all that day. You think that we're stupid and we're not going to do all this stuff?
Casey says that it was her father, it wasn't her. Now, Casey Anthony has never been found guilty of this, so I do have to make that clear. But, you know, it's like 99.9% believed by the majority of society for very good reasons that she is guilty, and she pretty much got away with murder. And I mean, obviously for this, she is so disliked by the general public. I mean, she's had to move to a different state because of just backlash and hate. And then the state she moved to didn't welcome her with open arms, obviously, and she received a lot of hate there. And it's almost like, you know, she couldn't even go anywhere for a while, but now a lot of time has passed. And I don't know if it's Gypsy Rose or what really has her thinking she can come out and just be accepted and supported by the public. And hey, you know, maybe I sound stupid because it looks like at least 40,000 members of the public so far in 2 days are supporting her. You know, as some of you may know on TikTok, once you reach the 10,000 follower mark, you do become monetized. And so she's already within 2 days making thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars just off these videos of her, based off the notoriety of everyone thinking that she unalived her daughter. And so she's kind of making videos and is probably going to milk that for all it's worth. That's what everyone thinks. And so there's a lot of outrage on TikTok right now. It's probably going to spread over to YouTube pretty soon.
This is Casey Anthony. Do y'all remember who she is? Well, she just started a TikTok and she wants to be social media famous. First thing you need to know is who her daughter was. Kaylee Anthony was brutally murdered and left in a trash bag. She was missing for over 30 days before Casey ever called the police to report her being missing. And during that 30 days that Kaylee was initially missing, Casey was out all over Orlando partying and having a good time. Despite all that and the physical evidence and the fact that Casey's story changed repeatedly, she was found not guilty. So there's not a lot you can say about that. A jury decided. Remember this case at the time, and she's basically like the O.J. Simpson of killing little kids. Now you want to come out here and you think that people are going to follow you? You must have absolutely bumped your head. She says that she's an advocate for people who are going through legal struggles and the LGBTQ community. I think it's also important to note that she has all of her comments turned off so that nobody can say anything about her being on social media. So we already know she knows that she's not welcome here.
Which that is also absolutely true. That last part, I mean, all of it really, but that last part especially, she has her comments turned off to where nobody can comment and give their opinion or their feedback on either of her videos. Because like JD said, she knows what she's going to get if she turns those comments on. And there are hundreds, I mean, seriously, hundreds of videos of people begging her, please turn your comments on your videos. We just want to talk. So she knows that it's not going over well, but for some strange reason, she's still choosing to put herself out there. I guess she feels like she's got nothing to lose. The content she's put out, apparently it's 2 videos. But there's one main video that has over 2 million views right now as we speak. So this article just from 2 hours ago kind of sums up a lot as well about that content, but I will show you and kind of react to that content. America's most hated mom, Casey Anthony, is now promoting a new video series on TikTok in which she intends to speak about legal advocacy issues as a proponent for the LGBTQ community and for women's rights. I feel that it's important that I use this platform that was thrust upon me and now look at it as a blessing as opposed to the curse that it has been since 2008. What platform was thrust upon you? Nothing was thrust upon. No one gave you. No one wanted you to speak up. What are you talking about?
Today is Saturday, March 1st, 2025. This is my first of probably many recordings on a series that I'm starting. I am a legal advocate. I am a researcher. I've been in the legal field since 2011. And in this capacity, I feel that it's necessary, if I'm going to continue to operate appropriately as a legal advocate, that I start to advocate for myself and also advocate for my daughter. For those of you who don't know, my name is Casey Anthony. My daughter is Kaylee Anthony. My parents are George and Cindy Anthony. This is not about them. This is not in response to anything that they have said or done. That's not to say that I'm not going to respond at some point to some of the things that they have said and done. The whole point of this is for me to begin to reintroduce myself. I'm doing this both personally for me, but in a professional capacity. Moving forward, the majority of what you will see will be me speaking in a professional capacity. My goal is to continue to help give a voice to people, to give people tools and resources that they can utilize so they actually know where they can turn to. So with that, please join me on Substack. If you have questions, I will set up an email address where we can correspond directly. Up until this point, that has never happened. And it's only going to be on a limited basis regarding legal issues, legal matters. One of the main reasons that I'm doing this, there are people close to me who have been targeted and attacked recently. There are also people close to me who have had some recent things occur. And when necessary, people needed to step up, myself included. So as a proponent for the LGBTQ community, for our legal community, women's rights, I feel that it's important that I use this platform that was thrust upon me and now look at as a blessing as opposed to the curse that it has been since 2008. With that, these aren't going to be perfect. They're not going to be edited. Most of the time, they're not going to be short. But I am proverbially standing in the light, embracing this piece, still going to keep my privacy intact. So you will get very comfortable with my car, and I will explain in great detail why it's so important for people to protect their privacy. It's not just important to public figures, it's even more important to private individuals. And with the current climate in our country especially, it's that much more important, which is why I am utilizing the Substack platform. Yes, I am advertising this and publishing this on TikTok, possibly also through other meta platforms, but my intention is to separate from that and showcase even more why Substack is such an important resource for people to utilize moving forward. Anyway, I appreciate your time, and we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, so speaking of seeing how this goes, obviously this didn't go too well. I mean, you can just check the comments on some of these hundreds and thousands of videos about this just in the last 2 days. People are not happy. People don't understand why anybody would want to follow her. Like these comments here, the top one says F. Casey Anthony, period. That seems to be the most popular and most liked one. Then you have the one under it. It says people like Casey are who cancel culture should be reserved for. I will report her account every day. She's not welcome here. The audacity to try and monetize off of what she did to that innocent baby Kaylee. Finally, what is she advocating? Getting away with murder? So as you can see, the general public with their heads screwed on straight do not support her whatsoever. And there are a few comments out here that have raised a lot of red flags saying, oh, well, I followed her not to support her, but just to make sure I stay up to date with the tea and the drama. Here's the thing about that. Because you followed her, you are contributing to her reaching and surpassing the 10,000 follower mark on TikTok, which means she automatically becomes monetized. That's how TikTok works, if you don't know. And so now, because she has millions of views on her videos and will probably actually continue getting all these views on her videos after this, she's going to make tens of thousands of dollars every single month just because of you following her, if you are someone who follows her. But on the flip side of that, there are a few people who are like, you know what, maybe it's a good thing in the long run that she's come to social media wanting to tell her side and talk about this case and her story more, because maybe eventually she'll slip up and say something she shouldn't have said, and that will lead to her finally facing some kind of justice for what they believe she did. But I think it's best summed up, and that theory is answered by popular creator Jessica Kent.
Please let her slip up so there's proof she killed Kaylee. This comment is about Casey Anthony, obviously, and the fact of the matter is she could come out right now and say, hey, I did it, and there's nothing that we could do about it. So double jeopardy prevents us from retrying her. She was already acquitted in a court of law. We can't retry her for the same thing.
But anyways, that's the current situation going on with Casey Anthony. Obviously, as she said herself, there's much more to come, a whole series, it seems, and this is just the beginning, certainly not the end, anything but. As far as Casey Anthony's crazy, insane return to the internet and just the public through social media. And I think this is going to be a crazy ride. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. How do you think this is going to turn out? What do you think about her having this idea to come back and be some advocate for women? Let me know. Other than that, thanks for watching. See you next time, which next time sounds like it'll be real soon.